We get together every Thursday at 12 p.m. Central to just talk YouTube. This is everything that we talk about is going to be YouTube related, but it's not, it goes beyond how to edit a video. In fact, we don't even talk about how to edit a video in our class, in our masterminds. It's more about how to make YouTube a business for us as real estate agents. And we go into topic selection, which is actually going to be our topic today. We talk about the types of videos to not make. We talk about the strategies to bring people from viewership into client land. We talk about everything in between. So again, we're looking for very effective ways to grow our business through YouTube. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So last week, let me share my screen. Last week, we talked about our avatar. So we spoke about, or we went through an exercise or several exercises on how to speak to our avatar, how to find our avatar, and I gave you three distinct ways to do so. So again, we talked about why it was very important that we establish an avatar, and I gave you very simple ways to speak to your avatar in your videos without really changing much in them altogether to make it super actionable and easy for you to implement. Then we went on to find our avatar. So we were talking about looking at past clients. We were talking about going to our YouTube studio and getting the data that YouTube itself gives us that we can use to identify our avatar. And then also we went into some AI AI research and did some GPTing along the way. And you're going to notice that video and AI are going to be more and more integrated as we move forward. A large part because that's the new YouTube channel that I've launched, Creator Agents. That is a video and AI only content that you're going to see and experience throughout there. But today we're going to look at how to find your next video topic. Now, I like to break it down into this is a good little framework. Let's do this. So let's break the fourth wall. In preparation for our calls, what I do is I get the big blocks out of the way. So I know that I want to talk about finding your next video topic, and I have a very loose framework that I build up. So this was all me typing this information in, and then you're going to see the finished product. So again, as we're talking about AI, this is what I create, and then I have a GPT on the back end on in ChatGPT that I embed this information into. And the finished result is going to be what you see down here. So it takes let me zoom out. It takes the concepts. Many of these are just concepts. It's kind of like bullet points, if you will. I could rattle off and speak on these 24/7. It's not going to be a big issue for me, given what I have to say on these points. But that's not a really good way to have a mastermind or a conversation. But what I do is I put it into the GPT machine or in Chat GPT, and it produces something very actionable based off of what I want. So the way that I have it set up is still provide me the framework, still provide me the bullet points that I'm wanting to cover. And again, I'm kind of going off script here and because I forgot to delete this. Typically, you just see this, the finished product, but I want to show you how to marry what you already know and allow you to move a lot faster through AI. This is the exact same concept. The exact same thing that I'm telling you to do here is something that you can do on your videos right now. We've talked about this in the past in our previous sessions. So I have to go back and see like AI, the YouTube workflow. We've talked about all these other when creating video series. I showed you how to program a custom GPT and all that fun stuff. But before I lose the plot, it gives me the points that I want to cover. It expands upon the points that I want to cover. So it breaks these down into what I actually want to say. And then I'll clean up a few here or there. Some of this was added by me later on just to clean things up, and then an action item. So I want to provide as much action items in our masterminds as opposed to a raw session or a theoretical, you can do it type of a message. While that is true, I'm not the most effective at that type of messaging. And also, I don't find the most value in that type of messaging myself. So I like to provide as much actionable things that are useful to you and also that work, most importantly, that actually work. So anyway, any questions on this? I know it's really not part of the conversation, but since we talk about AI all the time, I wanted to kind of talk about that before we went into how to actually find our next video topic. All right, so if you've worked with us in the past, or if we've ever had a conversation about YouTube, you've probably heard of you've probably heard about videos that I ask to create, that ask for you to create to buy back your time, where you're buying some time that you probably already don't have, and make enough time to create videos to grow your business. So this is making time for us to, get video out there, because right now you're not looking to add. The contrary, you're probably looking to let go of a few things to grow your business a lot faster. So this is essentially the videos, that the first part of your YouTube channel or your YouTube journey, or even if you are already in YouTube land, videos that are going to work incredibly well, that are very fundamental for your YouTube channel, are videos that are going to help you buy back your time. And one of the easiest ways to buy some of your time back is by answering the questions that you're getting right now. So create videos that save you from repeating yourself while building your brand. So what do buyers, sellers, agents always ask you via text, email, phone, or DMs? So we've talked about this point in the past slightly when we introduced the workflow video, but here, once again, I want you to go through the simple exercise of thinking through what questions you're getting from buyers right now. Interest rate is something that you're getting quite a bit. From the seller side, is now a good time to sell, if you will, or what should I consider if I'm thinking about selling? So these are questions that you're getting all of the time. So it's simple. Scrolling through your text, scrolling through your emails is a good way to find these types of questions that you're getting. And why do we want to create this type of content? I'll show you, the different types of videos, but right now I'm just giving you the fundamentals that every single channel should have. Is videos are going to help you buy back your time. Answering the questions that are being asked, really, it proves that there's actually demand, right? So you're not coming up with any ideas that are new. You're coming up with answers that are presently being asked for right now. You're getting these questions right now, so why not make a video on them? So I know Tammy, I mean, she's got way more YouTube channels than I do now, but she has content that speaks to her sellers, to the seller side. That's actually what we were just talking about before we started. She has a seller's channel that right now is just skyrocketing. So she's targeting specifically sellers. I'm not going to disclose her views right now, but let's just say it's over 100,000 views in a month, specifically to sellers, right? So those calls are coming from people that are homeowners that are eventually going to be listing. She's got another YouTube channel that's specifically more for buyers. So here I know Dan is also on the I believe your YouTube channel, it has something to do with buyer within it. I don't remember, sorry Dan, I don't remember exactly the name of your channel, but it is one that speaks directly to that buyer avatar here from a national level. So you're educating the consumer and answering those questions along the way. Then going back to Tammy, she has a realtor coaching or realtor training YouTube channel where she's a broker and has agents that ask her the same questions over and over again. Well, she has made videos that answer that question over and over again so as to, again, buy back her time. Is this making sense so far? This is the baby steps. This is the foundational thing. If we don't have this in our YouTube channels, is a really good opportunity to do so right now. So as far as the action item goes, get yourself a list together of whoever you're speaking to, of questions of whoever you're speaking to, whether it's buyers, sellers, agents, and then answer those questions, right? So buyers, if they're asking about the interest rates, if they're asking about differences between option, earnest, if they're asking questions about whatever they happen to be asking at that point in time, from your emails, from your consults, from your text, take those opportunities to address those questions in video form, because if you're getting those texts, if somebody is bold enough to text you right now about a specific question, most likely there's 10 people behind that that had that same question, but either don't know you or didn't have the courage to reach out and ask, hey, what do you think about this? Right. So that's, again, this is a category of video. So if you're looking for that next video topic, which is what we're talking about today, that's the low hanging fruit. This is something that you can go back to over and over again, because the questions um, do change as the real estate market changes. Now, the next category of videos, well, before I go to the next category of videos, because there's three questions on these types of videos, the buy back your time videos. Awesome. The next type of videos is growing your authority and reach. So this is kind of like a combination of HGTV. This is a combination of live streaming. This is a combination of basically people want to live vicariously through you. You may or may not believe that, but we do have a pretty interesting gig where we're not showing up to the office 8 to 5 on and doing, the traditional, if you will, type of corporate 9 to 5 type of situation. We do live a pretty unique life. We're entrepreneurs at the end of the day, and that's how we should be seeing ourselves. We're business owners, and we're people that are wanting this type of content. I mean, let me rephrase that. There's a lot of people wanting this type of content, or else live streaming wouldn't be as huge as it is, or else the HGTV shows would have nobody to watch them. But here, this is where you get to show, and this is where you get to document, this is where you get to share what's actually happening in your line of work. So this is you really breaking that fourth wall and showing people how things actually work in the real life. So here's how I walk buyers through the offer. So next time you're thinking about, not thinking about, next time before you do a buyer consultation or presenting of offers, take an opportunity to create this type of video where you're covering the content, whether you can display it in multiple ways. I have a camera set up over here that I can show y'all here in 2 seconds, but I have a camera set up over here for this specific reason. Whenever I am about to present something that I think is useful or is very high, let's say a high value, if you will, I would turn that camera on, record myself, to give people the behind the scenes of what it's actually like. So same thing here. You could do that with your phone. You can do that with an independent camera. You could do it through Loom. You can do it through Zoom. However you choose to present the information that you're trying to share, however the viewer's going to absorb it the best, that's how you're going to record it. What happens after you go under contract? So here again, behind the scenes, if you go under contract, as an example, if Rob goes under contract with the client, that has been very challenging to work with, not because of who they are, but because of their current situation. It's a great opportunity to talk about that. It's a great opportunity. Hey, just wanted to share, what happens after you go under contract, A, B, C, and D. Now, what's super unique about this situation is because the buyers didn't think that they could afford a home this year, not even in 10 years, but we made it happen because of XYZ. Right. So just providing this opportunity to show the behind the scenes. By you doing this, you're growing your authority. So essentially you're speaking from a place of authority because you're actively doing it, and you're going to be growing your reach because people are looking for this type of authentic information that's not necessarily just being taught down to, or very presentation style type of content. This provides a bit more opportunity for you to get creative. We'll put it that way. So again, how you choose to execute these types of videos all over the board. You can do screen share, you can do a walkthrough, you could do a whiteboard if you want. You could do a car vlog. I know one of our creators here that's been having some massive success here recently is let's see if Eric is on. He's created a series, carpool conversations, I believe is what it's called. And where he takes the opportunity that he has, I believe on Saturdays, where he goes in and does something with his family, and we'll speak on a topic. We'll speak on a topic about real estate, about sales, about the market, just so many different things. But here again, it's that type of content is absolutely hitting right now, and it's growing his authority and reach, and that's by design. Any questions on this? Any questions on these types of videos? Awesome. Now, the third category of videos that I wanted to present to you again, we're talking about how to find your next video topic. The third category of videos that I want to present to you are those that are going to be a little bit more engineered. They're going to be a little bit more planned, if you will. And what I mean by planned is there's an element of research that's involved. So here we're going to re-engineer the proven winners and put our own spin on them. So here we're going to go to proven videos that have had great success out in the marketplace and take our own opinion and embed it in here. So here's what I mean. Going out there and looking at similar channels that are creating content that's similar to yours, or speaking to, a better way of saying it is speaking to your ideal avatar. So we may be getting started on YouTube right now. This might be our second video or our third video, and we're already running out of video ideas. Well, one of the things that you can do is model those channels that have been there before us. So realtors on YouTube, it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. It's something that is fairly recent. The earliest signs of realtors on YouTube using it for actual business generation, it goes back to like 2017 or so. So it's not even 10 years of this space really popping off for realtors, which means that, but here again, there's enough evidence of success by other real estate agents that are having success right now. You're seeing that with Tammy, you're seeing that with Manny, you're seeing that with several of our creators that will come through here and share their stories. So you can model those videos. And it's super, super simple. Here's the step by step. All you'll have to do is just go to wherever it is that you're working, wherever it is that your market is, go and find those channels on YouTube. If you haven't done this already, it's really a good exercise just to understand what type of content is being created right now, aka who's your competition. Going to those channels and identifying the most popular videos. I should have put sort by most popular videos. Sort by the most popular videos once you go onto that YouTube channel. Then we've shown how to do this in the past, but I'll actually go ahead and do this right now as well. Extract the video title, the topics, and what's actually being, I'm sorry, the content to see what's actually being said within them. Now, here is super, super important. We're not doing this to copy them. There's a lot of copycats out there. We're doing this to see what is it about this video. We're deconstructing it. We're re-engineering it. What is it about this video that allowed it to have the success and reach that it had? What is it about this video? What's being said in this video that's so valuable to where 1 million people have watched it? So that's what I mean whenever we go in there and extract and do the summarizing via AI. So let me find, we always go to a different market out here. Let's go buy a house in Idaho. Let's see what's going on in Idaho right now. All right, so the purpose is, we have World According to Briggs. I think that's a travel channel if I'm not mistaken. And then we have this one, buying a home in Idaho. Okay. Living in Idaho. This appears to be a realtor channel. Idaho can be. So we're going to go to videos. So here, just a quick reminder, we are right here. We're looking for people in our space. Now we're going to go and find their top topics. We're going to go to videos. We're going to go to popular. And then this one, avoid moving to Idaho, and unless you can handle these 10 facts. So for our purposes today, we're going to look at this channel and see this video and see what it's about. Now, we can watch it all the way through. Well, you can absolutely do that. Or you can go down here, go to show transcript, and grab the transcript. This is free. No one's taking out a credit card to purchase this. Then we're going to go to ChatGPT. Let me make sure I get a better view for you. We're going to go to ChatGPT right here. Just a quick recap. This is where we are. Oh, that's actually not the right one. Oops, 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 oops. Let's do this one. Please summarize this YouTube video. So what we'll do now is type that in. Please summarize this YouTube video. No formatting, no change, no nothing. And it's going to give you something that's actionable. So the title of the video was, I think, 10 reasons not to move to Idaho, or think about these 10. And then it gives this breakdown. So the actual 10 that they used. So this gives you at least an idea of what's being shared within this video. Now, again, the goal here is not to just not to copy this. The goal here is not to just take this. Oh, okay, well, now this is my script. No, you're getting a good feel of what's actually working right now. Now, what's important here is taking the next step, and that's mining the comments. So here, this is where we start thinking about improving. This is where we think of, this is where we start seeing what gaps were in this video that are important for me to address. Or what was it about this video? Because you're going to see it reflected in the comment section. What was it about this video that allowed it to hit such a massive audience of almost 1 million? So 840,000 is a massive number for this type of video. So here we can have our own opinion. We can see what's going on here. However, what we can do now, here we have the summary. Very easy for us to see what the points were. But now what we're going to do, I don't know why it has this URL. Oh, you know why? Yeah, okay, this was for our newsletter. Okay. My bad. So this is formatted all wrong. Let's do this. AI prompt. Maybe I should double check my work. I learned something today. Summarize the top 5 questions, or uh, summarize the main points, because that's the main points. Pains, observations, questions, feedback from these YouTube comments. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this and we're going to put this right here. Sorry, I'm having to reformat a few things on the fly. Now we're going to go back here and make sure that a few of these comments upload. Sort of top comments, perfect. So one of the things that you're going to want to make sure, it is a default feature, but for whatever reason, you're going to want to filter based off of top comments, because those tend to bubble up to the top because of the feedback on these thumbs up. You don't want to necessarily get the newest ones because they don't, and you're not necessarily sure, or you don't necessarily know if they're good comments or bad comments. But the ones that have already bubbled up to the top, there's some merit to them. Enough people, kind of like the voting system, if you will, enough people saw enough interest or value that they were up clicking, if you will. All right, so this is enough. What we're going to do now, this might even be too much, but let's see. Is we're going to take all this information where before one would have to go through here one by one, read through, and take a ton of time. One of our good friends here that does come through here from ton of time, Kyle Seagraves from Win the House You Love. He's on the mortgage side. He would take hours reviewing the comment sections of other creators just to see what's actually happening, what's the pulse. So we're just gonna paste it. Again, no formatting, no tech involved here at all, at least from us. And we're gonna see what's going on here. Overwhelmingly positive response to Idaho in the video. Many viewers saw the blah 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 as the best reasons to move. This video resonated with both locals and those wanting to relocate it. Common praises and positives. So it talks about the points that I guess a lot of people saw uh, that they could identify with. Conservative, natural beauty, friendly, helpful communities, low crime, cleanliness. So the audience has validated those points for this video. And notice this is just a type of video. This video could have very easily been a property tour video and we would get radically different comments. I love the layout. They could be talking about the property or they could be talking about the editing style. So here it gives you an editing guide, whoever you're working with the editing crew. So if you work with creator agents, so if you work with us, our editors are already have this in their SOPs. Whenever we go in and launch channels, we go and do this research ahead of time to see what's actually resonating in this market. So the way that we edit videos, let's say in New York City, is a little bit different than the way that is being edited elsewhere because it's a radically different market. But I digress. So here, the common praises, concerns and complaints. So rapid growth, affordability, lack of infrastructure, weather, allergies, education system, driving and traffic. So here, if I was going to make a video, again, we're prompting ideas, right? So this video itself was talking about avoid moving unless you can handle these 10 facts. So what you could do is like the reasons not to move to Idaho in this example. And you would cite the ones that have been brought up the most. Why everybody is moving out of Idaho. Well, that video right there is actually one of the more viral topics that you can address. Just ask Tammy, just ask Odessa, just ask if Eric was here. You could ask Eric. Like that video just hits in every single market. All right, so key observations. Don't move here to change it is a recurring mantra. Okay, so because people don't want others to blow up their spot. Many visitors fell in love with blah, blah, blah. Locals warned to be accepted, respect values, traditions, lifestyle. Okay. Most popular takeaways. All 10 negatives are actually reasons to move. So they caught on to the wordplay that the creator had. If you're a liberal, okay, Idaho is full. People just want their life to be the way that it is. And Idaho shouldn't change for anyone. Okay. Well, they're not very welcoming. Let's say that. All right. Anyway, is this helpful? I'm showing you the exact process. This could have very easily, again, been a property tour video, and a lot of the comments would have been about, I like the music, I like the editing style, I like how fast paced it is. I don't like how fast paced it is. It'll give you a ton of feedback. One of the things that I bring him up quite a bit on our masterminds, but Franco, he's a big creator that does a significant amount of volume. When we go through this exercise with his channel, oftentimes what we see in the positives is, hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for repeating. Um, what was it? Where we almost thought it was throwing shade. It was thank you so much for repeating yourself. It was very, very, very helpful. Initially, we thought, wow, these people they have some backhanded compliments, but they genuinely meant that. So it's actually his audience, Franco's audience, is a little bit on the older side. It's the audience that really appreciates the repetitiveness of it. And these are people that reach out to him. But what we've also noticed the people that don't have patience for that Those comments did also come up, but it's from individuals that generally, like I'm generalizing, generally on the younger side that don't that are more on the TikTok timeline. Like, no, just get to the point. You don't need to repeat it. I'm good. Just tell me what it is. Those individuals all were also watching this content and making that type of feedback, but those are also the people that weren't calling and doing business with Franco. So he had an audience selection there. So he had to choose who he was gonna speak to, and obviously the people that are reaching out to him to do business is who he ended up going with. So that's how we were mining for comments. And sorry for the I know exactly what happened with our newsletter. These ended up being a mixed match. So that's gonna bother me because if I ran that through our prompt, I wonder if our prompt has a holdover. I wonder if our prompt has a holdover. I'm not gonna have time to research it, especially when we're talking about something else. All right, so make your version. So once you do the once you do your research, once you go through and find the channels that are in your space, that you go and find the videos that are working for the creator right now, go and mine the feedback that those creators are getting. It's time for you to step up and make your own version, right? So again, the goal here isn't to copy, is to connect. At the end of the day, you need to speak to your audience. You know your avatar. We talked about our avatar last week and how to actually do that. So the way that you present the information is going to change. What you say in your content is going to change. What you're looking for is more information and proven, in this particular case, proven topics that are going to help you attract and speak to the people in your neck of the woods. Any feedback on this? Any questions, comments, concerns?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to shoot me.
What?
Sometimes when I'm going through other people's channels doing what you're saying to do and trying to find, things that they missed, some of the comments in there, I haven't done it, but I've done it on my own channel, is I would love to screen capture those comments and then make a video of like these are questions that people are asking, but I haven't done it because they're not asking it on my site. And I don't know, what the repercussions are if I take comments, those questions that are being asked out there and go ahead and answer them. It has me scared. Let's put it that way. I haven't done it because I'm scared of getting in trouble.
Tammy, this is YouTube. Come on now. What are we doing?
I don't want to be in YouTube jail. I don't want people coming at me going, that's a comment on my page. You stole the comment on my page. But they didn't answer it.
You're so awesome. No, that's well within, like there's nothing unethical about that. There's nothing that would get you in trouble with it. It's now if you were to say these are comments that I got on my YouTube channel, then we're talking about a blurred line. But the everyone's asking about the new development in Orlando. And you can put the screen captures of those questions like, hey, what's going on with this new development in Orlando?
Okay.
And that's it, right? So
Okay.
oftentimes, especially with our editors, they're trained to go out there and find references, resources that substantiate the point that the creator is making. Oftentimes, we go to, not oftentimes, 99% of the times, we go to a reputable news source to find those headlines, right? So you may have heard that the real estate market is crashing. So then we would go and try to pull in some clips from some articles, some videos, some news stations or news coverage to substantiate what the creator is referencing. So there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Okay. Thank you.
Great question. All right, crew. That's all I had. So unless we have any other questions, We're gonna be good to go. 3, 2, 1. Well, thank you. And thank you for hopping on. What we'll be doing, so just a little bit of a backdrop because I we have quite a few regulars and new folks as well. So we're continuing to do this live on Thursdays at 12 p.m. Central. What we will be doing very soon is I'm going to be creating a custom website just to have a personalized distribution for those that want to attend these sessions, but oftentimes forget. So I don't want to do a calendar invite or anything like that. That's too much work and also pretty inconvenient for y'all. So we'll have a an opt-in. So we have I just hired 3 developers that are going to start work on Monday. So if I can get it done, there's going to be a new website for this particular mastermind. So you have something to remind you that our sessions are going on. So just want to give you a heads up on that. And there's going to be a lot of cool things that those developers are going to help us from creating custom GPTs that you'll have available here, a centralized hub that we'll use specifically for our sessions. And I hope to have that ready, if not next week, because they do need to go through onboarding. If not next week, the first week of August. So that's my goal. Alrighty, crew. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you need anything from me, let me know. Outside of that, have a great day.